Good morning, everyone. So I just finished up the trading day, um, like 10 or so minutes ago. Just gonna do a little quick recap on the day. So a little bit before market open, I saw that this is the 233 chart. I saw that we were kind of in a retracement area on this 233 candle. You can see if I draw the fibs, this is the level area that we're interested in. Also, after I drew my boxes out, I saw that we were in some sort of a demand area as well. So I was kind of expecting price to have the potential to move up. And you can see it definitely moved up for sure. So I saw this opportunity form first on the 55. Let's pull it out for here. First on the 55, we have this high, then we have this low. It's the same thing that we always look for. We get the tiny high, we get that tiny low, and once we get that close outside of the zone on the 55 as well as on the 34, which we do right here, then we just wait for on the lower time frame for price to kind of come in. And ideally I would have entered right here at 25.065 with my stop just below here. So stop about like 20 points. It's about a 1 to 2 or a 1 to 0.5 risk reward. And I didn't see that opportunity because I just started up my computer like around 6 or something. So this occurred at 6:01, and then I probably had another opportunity right here at 6:05, but I didn't really see it because I was still kind of looking at the levels and everything, so I did not take an entry. But when I first noticed it, this 55 candle had already closed at close to 6:08, and price was somewhere around here on the 25.72 region. And I definitely could have entered long and had my stop there, but I would have been able to have like a much better entry. So pretty much like where I would have entered late would have already been where my profit target was if I actually entered correctly. So then I was like, all right, you know what, let me just wait for that 233 candle to close. And it didn't really close yet at market open. I had to wait like maybe a minute or so, but you can see that this right here is our market open. We kind of push up. We were maybe 2 points short of going long because that's probably where the 233 area or the 233 range bar would have closed, somewhere right up here. But we kind of pushed back down. Then you can see I did take an entry here because we were able to kind of close above, and we were just pushing higher, and the 233 are closed, and I was kind of looking for that quick movement from market open to kind of just push in that one direction. So I entered here. Stop loss usually is like automatically around 20 points, but since it's a 233R and we're entering at the top, my stop loss had to be much lower down to here. But again, as soon as I'm in like 5 points profit, I move that stop loss right to break even. So I'm not really in much drawdown. And I had pretty high conviction that, we were going to keep pushing up because of that demand zone we had drawn out right here, down below. And then we were in that retracement area on the 233R. And if we look at the volume profile, there was a whole bunch of volume happening here, but then there was essentially nothing here where this little box is drawn. This little box indicates that this is, or at least was, a low volume node. So I knew price was going to want to go to at least here to 115. And when the two, dang, I did it again. No tunes. I'm so sorry. And then when I entered around 25,100, so I knew there was gonna be at least 15 points of wiggle room to go to before we see a potential tiny rejection. But we honestly didn't really get that rejection. We kind of just keep pushing up. I was able to secure my profit right there, as you can see, but we're able to keep pushing up, and a little laggy, and we consolidate here for a little bit. But as I was saying in the live stream, if this holds, we're gonna be going up to like 25,190 area. And what do? We just keep going, and we hit that 25,190 area. Yeah, it's honestly not hard. You just gotta kind of look at the market and just analyze it. Just be patient. I was saying, we should be going up to this area to 25,195, and then we might have some sort of rejection up here at this low volume node area. And this low volume node at 172 might give us a little bit of an issue. Let's see if it actually did. Not too much. But yeah, that was the only trade I took for today. It was very quick entry, quick exit. I would say it was maybe like 30 seconds at most. Let's actually try to find out. Excuse me. So if we go to executions, I'll show you guys. Okay, so here we have, you can see that I bought and then I sold one. And there's double entry because of my two accounts. So you can see that the time I entered was at 31, I guess first entry was at 31 and 10 seconds. And then I was able to secure it almost 30 seconds later, 29 seconds. Which, I think is pretty decent. Pretty decent. So that's the only trade I took for today. One trade, all you really need, especially to build up multiple accounts. It might take a little bit longer than, trying to stare at the charts all day and keep trying to overtrade. But I think that's what trading is for. It's for getting in and out, not really having to hold any position. I think it's more just, if you really want to get that lifestyle of freedom, this is how you do it. And then once you have enough money and once you have enough capital, then you can start doing long-term stuff and everything. But I think scalping is the best short-term way to get capital. I would say consistently and, just slowly, building up. Especially with all these prop firms, dude. It's so good. But yeah, so just took that one trade and, we just call it a day. I was able to finish within the first 2 minutes of market open, which is crazy good. It doesn't happen all the time. So definitely just got to take it when it presents itself. But yeah, with that being said, don't overtrade, follow your model, and peace.